there. But right now outside, as I've talked about throughout this newscast, wow, what a cool looking shot that is. It almost looks like it's Photoshopped, doesn't it? Got a real picture out there of our fine city. 39, we've been talking about these rain and some snow squalls that are out there. They're still out there. And again, at one point today, they came through with the temperatures between 45 and 50 degrees. And you had some snow squalls. 49 was the high in New York City, 38 the average, so you're 11 degrees above the average today. We will see some scattered snow squalls out there tonight. They don't put much down, but they just sort of blow right through. It is brutally cold for tomorrow morning. That's your weather story tomorrow. Snow still on track for the weekend. The earlier it arrives, the more we're going to get. So in terms of that cold air for tomorrow morning, look at this. New York City starts off tomorrow morning with a feels-like temperature, factoring in the winds, of 9 degrees. It feels like 6 below in Monticello. Feels like 4 from Stony Brook out to Montauk. Cold all day long, only getting up to 30. Not breaking the freezing mark tomorrow. You got sunshine, but it's cold with enough wind. 30 feels like 10 to 20 degrees outside. So the snow squalls that are out there right now, a couple of little raindrops around the shoreline communities. Again, they're sort of being pushed on through. That's not the big storm that we're watching. The big storm that we're watching is out here around Texas. Actually, some flooding rains around Dallas. This is our weekend storm. So let me show you how this is going to progress. Here we go. The trusted European model, right? They're saying it's going to come to town a little bit earlier than we anticipated. But remember, it's going to be fighting the cold air that's just so dry tomorrow. So tomorrow's cold, but it's dry, and it's going to erode this leading edge of this snow. But nonetheless, we think maybe 11 a.m. now could have some snowflakes in our western suburbs, making its way through the city. Pretty decent coverage in terms of our area at 3 p.m., but we're watching that rain-snow line push north into the city, like around 7 o'clock, maybe 8 o'clock at night, and then it goes a little further north as well. But as of right now, the new data says this looks to be, at least as far as duration, more snow than rain, except for areas well south of the city. So let's talk numbers. The European is saying for New York City, 1.2 inches of snow, and it's like a tenth of an inch along the shoreline communities. 4.8, the biggest number for Monticello. That's the European. I want to show you the North American mesoscale model because they're really right in line. I told you 1.2 according to the European. Well, 1.2 also according to the NAM, 4.1 in Monticello versus 4.8. And again, tenths of an inch along the shoreline. I'd basically say 1 to 3 around the city, and north of that I'd go 3 to 6. The 6s would be sort of the higher peaks north and west. Here are my numbers for you across the board. 30, it is cold, but it's dry tomorrow. 38 on Saturday is the high temperature, and that's that snow event that will tail off as some rain. 39 on Sunday, everything sort of dries out. And then on Monday, look at that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not only are we below average, we've been above average for so much of January. Not only do we stay below average for a long span, we're below freezing that entire time. In fact, I think this storm that's coming through, I think this is the trend breaker. I think this kicks off the winter season for us. I really do.
And that's when winter starts.
I think for this year, I think this storm is going to kick off winter.
All right.
We shall see.
We shall see.
Thank you.
I have a sled waiting to be used.
Well, skis too, right?
Yes.